It is something we cannot escape right now in the news.
And now we've seen Madison kind of step up and be a part of that storyline as well. Michael Johnson just got back from St. Louis. He is the Dane County Boys and Girls Club CEO. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you all for having me.
We know you've been busy.
Yeah.
So how did this all happen? You were invited to speak in St. Louis, and you were up there with national civil rights leaders. So how did that all happen?
Yeah, the president of the Urban League reached out to me and said, hey, Mike, can you help organize people in your community to raise money for the Brown family? That was like 3-4 days ago. This community stepped up. I went down, and that's how it all happened.
And you were able to get $20,000 to donate to the family. All of that from the Madison community?
Not all of it. So about 15,000 came from people in St. Louis. The Boys and Girls Club in St. Louis, Boys and Girls Clubs of America, the Urban League, and about 5,000 from people in Madison.
Okay, so aside from the donation, you were also able to secure maybe a full ride scholarship to the siblings?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I did secure the Wisconsin Hope Lab. A donor reached out to them. A president of a local university reached out and said we wanted to provide a scholarship to the family. So I asked them to give it to me in writing. They gave it to me in writing, and we presented it to the family.
No, I think you even said on Facebook there's some people that have an issue with that.
Right.
It's a little controversial. I want to give you a chance to respond to them. Maybe they think it's for Wisconsin kids should come first.
Yeah, I think that anytime a young person falls victim to violence in any street in the United States, we as a community should be outraged. And so I would expect that if that happened here in Madison, that our friends from other cities will come and to support it. So I wanted to come down and to meet with the family and give them our condolences, and I also wanted to bring some support. And that's what we did.
Let me ask you something, just to be in a real conversation here for a second. Let's say the investigation finds that the officer had a reason to use his service weapon. Does anything change in any of whether it's, should these kids get scholarships, or does it change within the black community in terms of, some of the things that we've seen recently?
I think it's a complicated situation.
Yeah.
And for us, we care about his family and the siblings. And then what's being reported, if that's true, we'll let the prosecutors deal with that. But Mike Brown had 3 brothers and sisters, and we wanted to make sure that they were okay. And this community wanted to make sure that they were okay. So I would say 90% of the responses that I have got, maybe 99% of the responses have been positive. But also some people called and said, why not do this for kids in Wisconsin? Well, I have a track record. When Hurricane Katrina hit, our organization went out there. When the storm hit in Oklahoma City, when it hit in Joplin, this community organized and went out to support families in that community. And I would expect if something like that happened in this community, that people would step up.
Well, and what is your biggest takeaway from that whole experience, being on stage with some of those national leaders yesterday?
I wanted to be with the family, and I wanted them to know that people here in Madison care about them. And I would say to this community, we have to make sure that we invest in our kids. I went to go visit a school. School was supposed to start today for thousands of kids in Ferguson, and they're not starting. So they're going to already be a day behind. So we have to invest in our kids, and we got to get to know one another, get to know each other better, because what's going on in that city, the police department really didn't have a healthy relationship with that community, and that's something they need to work on.
Well, we certainly appreciate your time and really coming in at the last minute from St. Louis.
No problem at all.
Michael, good to see you. Thank you very much.